We're here every Friday at 4 o'clock on ELBC Radio. The program is also carried live on Right Rock Gardens, Phoenix. For guest is Dr. Elliott Wreh, president of the William V. S. Tubman College, William V. S. Tubman University in Benelux. Usually he comes on, he appears on the Cyrus show every now and then. We taking advantage of the vast knowledge he has. And he does that free of charge. I mean, no cost attached. By the way, he was my professor at the University of Liberia, and those were some of the best days I had. I mean, I never used to want to miss his class. Because it was fun. It was so much. You enjoyed learning and listening to him. So are you still teaching or?
There's another word as transcript. Okay. When I see a teacher, I want to see his diploma, I want to see his transcript. And when you tell me, I don't think you have a right to see it, then you don't have a right to stay. Period. This is Liberia.
So is this what, in essence,
yes, this
the problem you had with
this
some of
is
it?
Liberia. This is the pride of Africa. When we started this country, we were supposed to be number one and the best, and we're going to make sure it's the first and the best. Anybody who comes here, you're welcome. We bring people here, but we have to make sure that they are what they are. Now, I know what people may say, that I think I'm the best. I am not. I want to be one of the best. And I want our country to be one of the best. But when you come to our country, look, there are places we've been. I used to work in a place called Edinburgh University. Because I'm an international person there, I stayed 19 and a half years on the faculty. I worked on various committees. And I was on the search committee. When they're looking for teachers, I used to be on it because at that time, we're trying to attract foreign people. People were sending resumes. We brought one young man from one African country. His resume suggested that he was about, 70 years old. Full professor. When he showed up, he looked like he was 33.
Wow.
We didn't say a word. We went to work. We found out that he had assumed the name of a distinguished professor from some distinguished university in Ghana. And that distinguished professor was deceased.
Wow.
Now, should we keep that man in the name of internationalizing our university? No, we let him go. If people come here to Liberia, they must prove to us that they are academics, not people looking just for work. And I don't like the idea when people say I drove foreigners away. I was a foreigner for many years in America. People called me a foreigner. They appreciated my work. I went to some damn good universities, and I'm proud of it. I didn't pay for it. I got scholarships. The Fulbright Foundation paid for some of it. So when I go somewhere as an academic, I'm proud to show my diploma. You should be proud to show it.
So now you have that settled, and you have the kind of professors that you need at that Tubman University.
We're doing our best. And when you come, if you don't perform, we do faculty assessment, appraisal, every semester. If you're not performing, we're going to write to you, and we're going to say we will not renew your contract. That's my job. It's nobody's job at that university. The government put me there to make sure we're doing the right things. If you're not performing, it's only my job. Nobody else. If I don't, it's a dereliction of duty. Then I need to resign. So I do my best. I sit at that desk, I look at every resume. When they interview people, they shortlist them. I say, bring it to my desk. I'm not going to sign a contract when I haven't seen it.
So, besides the issue of Professor, I'm sure when we started, you said it's well, but I know you were speaking relatively.
Right.
Yes,
What are the other challenges that Tubman University is faced with? I know you don't have all of the money in the world.
Yes.
You don't have everything. There's everybody will be.
Besides the obvious, distance is a problem.
Okay.
We're far from Monrovia.
Yeah.
Everything I want comes from Monrovia, and it takes sometimes weeks, sometimes months. And some people want cash on delivery. That can be tough in that environment. It can be tough. If I ask for something, you say, well, if you don't pay, you don't get it. How do I get it? I don't make those things. I bring them. When ink is in short, if we don't have ink, what do? And the man says, I need the money. This is a university. We have to have these things there. And people are telling me, money. I said, look, my man, we will pay the money. Don't worry.
But Aaron,
And the money sometimes comes on time.
But Aaron, there should be some appropriations that you don't have to go through all of the bottlenecks and all of that.
Well, yeah. You live in Monrovia. I mean, you get a budget, then you get a budget. I mean, it's not like when they get a budget, you get all the money. They tell you this is what we have, and that's what you have.
But there are people in Monrovia who are also complaining. I mean, I don't think it's because you are far in Maryland.
Well, that's the first part. Here's the second part. Everything I purchase is almost 2 times what you pay here. A bag of cement in Maryland County is $15. How much you pay here for cement?
6.95.
So that's what I'm telling you. How much a gallon of gasoline here in Harper is $8.80 today. $880. $880.
Sometimes it goes as high as
during the ringing it goes to $1,200, $1,500. It never happens in Monrovia. So I'm paying double what people here pay. That's another constraint. When my children are coming to school, they get stuck in the mud for weeks. These children suffer on the highway. So they come late. The teachers are grumbling. Your children, I call them children. I know they're 21 and above, some of them, but they're like my children. My children are that age. So I don't like the fact that they're stuck in the mud all the time. The plane is just one plane, and it's expensive. It's very expensive. So they come by road. And then you get stuck in Saclay-Pied. You get stuck in what's the other place named Tapeta. You get stuck in Tow Town. You get stuck in Kawiakan. By the time you get to Harper, it's 4.5 weeks into the semester. Those are things that are happening to us.
So what is the institution doing to address these challenges? Because I think Tubman University is a very important institution in the Southeast, and this country needs it. Because if you didn't have a Tubman University, that will be a problem for most of our people residing in that part of the country.
Let me give you the good news. More recently, the president of Liberia was there, and there have been some intervention, meaningful intervention. That's one of the reasons why I'm here. He saw the place, he fell in love with the place, he said all the best things, and he says, come to Monrovia, the people will take care of you. The Minister of Finance will look at me now. Everybody will look at me now. They've heard my problem. The president has been, and they were there. The Minister of Finance is from there. He was there. He saw the place. It's one of the best places in the world you want to go to. Just go there. Go see what we're doing. It's one of the best campuses. I can bet anybody in West Africa. I've been to many campuses, even in the United States. Go see what we're producing. This is truly a campus, a university campus. And the president has said he will do all he can to make sure we're happy.
Yeah.
And I believe him.
Doc, we can't have you here without going a little more deeper into some of these issues. I mean, I've had you before as my guest in Harper on the university radio.
The voice you hear now is Rashford Gardner.
Right.
He's the station manager for
Phoenix FM.
Phoenix FM.
Yeah.
I just thought you won't think that I'm the one asking the question. He's the one asking the question. You can go ahead.
Yes, Doc. I think we have a bigger platform now. Let's look at what has been the Ministry of Finance's own role in ensuring, for example, goods and services. We've been hearing that the university is owed in maybe about $1 million of delayed goods and services. Could you speak to that? Because you keep going into debt. You have to credit fuel for the buses. When there's a power blackout, you have to run the generators, which consume 13 gallons per hour. How have you been doing,
And
sir?
the debt is all piling up.
It's piling up. How do you hope to continue without government intervention from the Ministry of Finance?
Look, we live in Liberia, and debt is part of our lives. Even in the first world, everybody has debt. There they have credit cards. Here we go to the man and see the man, we talk to the man, and the man gives what he needs to give. Many of our people are understanding. There's a young man in Plebo called Mr. Ma. He gave us 4 months of fuel without asking for a dime. And when the president came, the president gave us some relief, and we paid Mr. Ma some of his money. There's another man called Mr. Dennis. Why did Dennis? He built that new classroom we are proud of to present to the world. It's a world-class classroom. Mr. Dennis built that classroom. He didn't ask for a dime. Quite recently, after the president's visit, we got a little shot in the arm. Mr. Dennis is laughing this afternoon. We paid him some of his money. And I'm assured that money will come. So I'm not afraid of the debt that we accrue. I'm worried more about the delay in letting money go. And I understand from the ministry's perspective that the ministry is like a mother, and she has all these children. Sometimes some of them are sicker than the others.
Yeah.
So she has to pay attention to the sickest ones. We're not that sick. We're desperate, but we're not that sick. So they take care of the sickest ones before they come to us. Now they know we're a little bit desperate, so they're doing something for us. This is how I will put it to you.
And the harmonization, Doc, we have to face that reality also, the harmonization. Before, full PhDs, professors earned, something appreciable. I think that was the strategy by the founder of the university to sort of encourage people, and I would say lure people, into going down there. But harmonization, how has it affected your ability to get trained and qualified
But has it
employees?
affected Tubman University?
Well, I think it's affected everybody. The university is a place where you bring high-class people, and when you cut their pay, that's what harmonization was, and some of them will leave. Some of the best ones left. I'm hoping they will come back. We're talking about it. Our government has said they're looking into it. If you want to attract the best for our children, this is our future we're talking about. I can imagine in 1962, when I was in grade 1, if nobody paid attention to my education, I wouldn't be sitting here today. Somebody had to pay attention. And I hope the people in charge are paying attention. Harmonization was a risky thing. Because the government decided they would do it, I'm not in a position to question it. It did affect the university. It's difficult to get PhDs now. It made it difficult, almost impossible to attract PhDs. And the university should not be without PhDs. The PhDs are the research degrees that we have. And without those kinds of degrees, you don't have a university. Any university without master's degree is not a university. I don't want to say this, but I can say it to you. We want the PhDs in. The master's degrees are helpers to the PhDs. I had a master's degree when I went to the States. I was a teaching assistant in the Department of Philosophy at Boston University. Teaching assistant. And I was an instructor at the University of Liberia. Of course, they saw what I could do. So they said, well, look, become a TA. And then we'll pay you something so you pay your rent. Because it was during the war that I was there. But MAs are not professors. MAs are not. They should not be in our college classrooms. If they are there, they should be there as helpers to our PhDs. So the government should buckle down now. This is the opportunity that they have to train more PhDs. Our universities will not thrive on these master degree holders. They're too plentiful. We need to start working. I'm not saying they can't teach. Some of them are brilliant people, but you need that last degree, that PhD, to get in a classroom. The students should know that their professor's a doctor of this, a doctor of that, a doctor of this. Doctor means teacher.
So, so you are here to meet, to have some meetings.
Yes.
Primary among which is your meeting with the finance minister. How has that gone?
Well, I have not met the minister. I've met the board.
Okay.
And I've lined up some some meetings with some embassies, people who usually give scholarships. That's what I'm much more interested in. I can't go after the ministry for what they don't have. They have a budget. It's limited. It's tied to certain things. I don't see scholarship money in it. So I'm not going to go there to ask for scholarships. Those scholarships are usually gifts from foreign embassies to our foreign ministry. And then the foreign ministry lets the Minister of Education know. Presently, we have the World Bank that is giving some scholarships for master's degrees. I hope they'll do a little bit more for PhDs. We have all the master's degree. We've got 4 students, 4 former grads of Tubman University who are scheduled to travel to various parts of the world to get their master's degrees. And after that, what happens? I'm hoping the World Bank will step up. I'm hoping the other embassies I'm going to visit the Swiss embassy. I'm going to visit the Chinese embassy. There's another embassy lined up for me to meet at 3. The one can't come to mind. You know what age does to you. But this, Cyrus,
stop talking about age.
Oh yes, stop laughing. Oh, yeah. I'm the Paco in the room here, so I can talk about it. But this is look. Our educational system is good. It can become better. That's what I'm saying. It can become better. It's good, but the embassies in this country have to help us. They need to help us. We are a developing country. We just came out of war. Even though we're doing okay, we could do better. And the way they can help us, not just in giving us loans for building roads and buildings and those things, which is absolutely good. They should help us in agriculture, farming. Our agricultural college needs a lot of help. They should help us in engineering. These are the areas in which we are lacking. So I have to go abroad to find engineering professors. We don't train engineers in Liberia. So most of my faculty will be foreign. They will be foreign. I bring a few Liberians who've gotten their master's degree so they can get familiar with teaching. But with harmonization, they don't enjoy their salaries. And they come. We just hired one a month and a half ago, and he's written to us he can't stay. He wants to be in Monrovia where he can moonlight. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. He can teach at 3 universities. In Harper, there's just one university where you will teach. So the young man is going to leave at the end of the semester. He's probably left. I don't know. They say he was too unhappy with the salary we offered him. These are the things we're talking about. These people who say they are our friends, let them help us.
The Cyrus show actually is a show that takes a look at lighter issues, but because you're all the way from Benelux and it's my place, so I have to
education should be a light issue too,
right?
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Teachers, we're talking teachers, we're talking money.
I hope our listeners will pardon us for this very serious issue that we're discussing on the Cyrus show. We will get to the lighter issues very shortly, and I know you have a meeting you have to run. How hopeful are you that your meetings with the board, or perhaps with the finance minister or the other authorities, will yield some positive result?
Well, that's why I'm at the university. That's why I have the experience I have. The president of the university is the chief beggar of the university, and we know how to talk to people, and we know how to listen to people. So they will tell us what they can offer. Then we can see how we can harness what they can offer. And I think something will come of this. I just told you the World Bank gave us 4 scholarships. This is from talking to people. We've got 4 young people leaving the country soon, going to faraway places to get master's degrees. This is good for the economy, for our country, and for those young people. So these are the kinds of things that are happening. No, not every meeting will yield results. Sometimes the results are not immediate. They postpone, and maybe in 2 years you get the benefits, because the ambassador has his plans for next year already. So if I walk into the door, I don't expect him to give me something this year or next year, because he already submitted his needs to his government. So I'm anticipating that I will make a good enough case that will allow my name to get on that list for the coming year, when he will submit needs to his government so they can help us. So this is why we talk to them. So if I'm talking to somebody in 2021, I don't expect results in 2022. I know this. It will happen in 2023. It's like planting a seed. It doesn't grow the next day. It takes 6 months, maybe a year. Take a breadfruit tree, plant one. It takes 8 years before it matures. Take a coconut tree. You know, corn is better. Corn, in 1 year you harvest corn. Rice, 7, 8 months you get rice. But investing in the future takes time. So we have to be patient. And I'm going in there with a patient heart and a patient soul. That's what I'm going to be doing. Hoping something drops, as they say, in the next 2 years for our university.
We are going to go into some lighter issues, but before maybe my friend Rashford has a question before we go into light.
Given all this, after all this, the future for the graduate school, the university has been awarded the authority to grant master's degrees, maybe in one discipline. But given all these constraints, the future is bleak for the graduate school, isn't it, sir?
No, I wouldn't say that. We got permission to do it. Now that we have permission,
you don't have the support.
Well, yeah, we got some support. The budget last year had some money in it. Regrettably, the money didn't come. If that money had come, I would have started my graduate school.
Well, that's what I'm talking about, sir.
This is why we have meetings. When the House of Representatives say this is what's in your budget, it doesn't mean there's money in your budget. The government has to raise.
Yeah. In fact, Philip Tubman is currently relaying from online.
Okay, right. Okay, just in case you missed it this time, you can tune into Fabric FM 101.1 every Friday evening at 7 o'clock. Fabric 101 carries it. OK FM 99.5 also carries this broadcast, a repeat broadcast at 8 o'clock. And our guest is Dr. Elliott Wreh, president of the William V. Tubman College, or William V. Tubman University in Benelux. Usually he comes on, he appears on the Cyrus show every now and then. We taking advantage of the vast knowledge he has too, and he does that free of charge. I mean, no cost attached. By the way, he was my professor at the University of Liberia, and those were some of the best days I had. I mean, I never used to want to miss his class. I mean, as much as I used to miss other classes, because it was fun. It was something like you enjoy learning by listening to him, because he. So are you still teaching, or because of your schedule now you don't go in the classroom to teach?
I've taught. I've taught as dean. I did teach. As president, I've taught. The job is becoming exponentially layered and difficult. Yeah. And so the coming semester, especially with the introduction of new faculty who are capable, we have to step aside. And with age approaching that podium where you don't need to stand anymore. Yeah. So teaching will take a backseat. Wow. But teaching is my first love.
Yeah, I know.
I don't mean to put my wife down, but teaching It's the thing I've always done.
I could, I mean, from those years, I mean, I could tell the passion.
Yeah.
In you whenever you were, you know, up front there at the blackboard and lecturing us, you know. And I want to just say thank you in this public manner for helping to groom us academically. Thank you.
You guys were good. You guys were good. You made us proud. And you made us who we are. You were attentive. You were studious. You put time into your studies, and this is what we expect from students. And see where you are today. See who you have become. All of you. I see those young people. They're ministers. They're senators. Some in the House of Representatives. Even in the Supreme Court. Go to the Supreme Court. Students are there. These are people we taught. And we're glad we taught them. They did well. And you make us proud.
Thank you. I'm also being assisted by my co-host, Rashford Gardner. He's from Benelu, Maryland County. He's that's the correct title of giving station manager?
Yes, indeed. I'm the station manager of Phoenix FM 102.7.
You can hear his voice. His voice represents a station manager.
All right.
Look, that we're discussing last week, and I know you have to go, but Doc, please just give us a few more minutes. Of course, just tell the people that you were on the Cyrus Pat Show. It will be acceptable.
This is the Cyrus Pat Show, and I'm happy to be here. Tune in every Friday at this time, and you will be entertained by Cyrus and his co-host Pat, who's somewhere in Texas. And of course, today we have our own Phoenix radio station manager, Mr. Gardner, who's sitting here to my right hand.
But Dad, you could make a good radio broadcaster.
No, I'll leave that one to you.
He needs some time off the book, too much book reading and
Well, I'm finishing a book, by the way.
Good.
I've written 2 books in my lifetime. I'm finishing my last book. I think it will be the last one. It's called The Good Life.
Okay.
What is the good life? Okay. What do you consider the good life?
What is the good life,
from
sir?
Different perspectives, from different cultures.
What is the good life?
What is it?
And good could be relative, Dad.
It's a relative term.
Yes.
And so you're going to find out that there are different definitions.
That when you're ready to release the book, I hope we'll have some time to interact on the air.
We're getting very close to the end.
Okay, good.
You may get a free copy.
Okay. Dr. Wilson, last week, and I enjoy your perspective. We were talking about how increasingly more older people are getting attracted to younger women.
Yes.
And you give some perspective that actually we didn't even think about. Because we were only just looking at the fact that it is the older men who are attracted to younger women. Yeah. And we forgot that perspective that you added, that there are other, older women too who are attracted to.